let's talk about resolution. Resolution refers to the detail and quality that an image can hold. The higher the resolution, the more detail you can see in the image, and therefore the higher quality it will appear. So the video that you are seeing right now is shot in 1080p. That number, 1080, is the number of vertical pixels that make up the image that you are seeing right now, and 1920 pixels of vertical dots going across or horizontally, and those combine to make this image that you are seeing right now. So I'm now going to pull up an example of a photo that I shot, and I've zoomed in all the way so you can see every individual pixel or dot on the screen. So I'm going to grab a few pixels to give you an idea of just how many pixels make up your image. So that right there, that number of pixels that I just selected, is only 100 by 50 pixels. So now let me zoom back to give you a better scope. We're going to zoom all the way back to 480 pixels high by 640 pixels wide. Now this for a long time was the standard definition for televisions across America and across the world. And that's why it was called SD, or standard definition, because for many years this was as high as resolution as you could watch on television and many formats of watching video. Now let's zoom back a little bit further to reveal 720 by 1280. And this resolution was first introduced in 1996 as high definition. About 10 years later, in 2005, 1080p was introduced. And this is what we're used to seeing today as the standard or the minimum when you're watching a video or a movie. However, just recently in 2012, 4K was introduced, which is literally fitting 4 of these 1080s in the same image. So you see, I'll select this, and you can see that you can fit 4 1080s in a 4K image. So when it says 4K, it's talking about the number of pixels going across here. Now, Ultra HD is slightly smaller than 4K at 3,840 pixels wide, and 4K is just a tad bit wider, as you can see over here, which is at 4,096 pixels wide. That is the reason why it's called 4K, because it's literally 4,096 pixels wide. Though it's not the standard of television quite yet, it's my prediction that within the next 2 or 3 years, it will be the standard. And so for that very reason, I choose to shoot in 4K to time-proof my footage and to prepare it so that when that time comes, when everyone is shooting 4K and expecting 4K, I've already been shooting in 4K for years, so my footage can hold up even longer. Now take that a step further. I shot with the Red Dragon for a couple of years with Devin Supertramp, and the Red Dragon shoots at 6K resolution, which is really ensuring that your footage is going to hold up and stand the test of time, because it's going to be even another 5 years or so before 6K becomes the standard. For now, as it stands, 1080p is the standard. So if you can't afford 4K or 6K cameras, that's okay. 1080 is definitely going to get the job done. Like I said, I'd recommend, if you can afford it, to go with 4K to help time-proof your footage, but 1080 is plenty for now. So hopefully that gives you a pretty good idea of resolutions and understanding what they mean and what they're referring to. Zooming all the way back in, remember that these resolutions are literally counting the number of individual pixels that are making up this entire image, and those are the numbers you see as you're looking at cameras and the resolutions they can shoot. Again, the higher the resolution, the more detail and the higher quality you're going to be able to see in the image. So that about does it for resolutions. If you guys have any questions, let me know.